So hopefully this time it works. We'll just do a quick backtesting trade on FX Replay just to see if this whole streaming thing works, because honestly it's such a massive pain setting all this up. Honestly, it's terrible. So I'm just testing out my mic and the camera and the screen recording and everything. So let's see. We'll just go on the 5-minute chart, London session open, mark the high and the lows of the first 15 minutes and see what we get. This is pretty much our range. We have a break to the downside, but it's not the strongest candle, so we'll have to wait and see what happens next. And in this situation, because it didn't retest my range and also it didn't retest the moving average properly, I just have to wait and see what happens, because it would be too risky for me to enter now at this position. See? This big buying candle would have taken me out straight away. We go back into the range and it gets rejected and now keeps pushing lower. So I will enter a short position. And see what happens next. It's still risky because we might be trapped in the trading range and literally price rejected 1, 2, 3 times from this level. So realistically speaking, this is not the best setup. But anyways, we're selling at the low of this candle, so if it breaks, we should get some form of a continuation. And it didn't break, and it seems like it gets rejected, so yeah, it's a trading range. I don't want to be in it. I'll just cancel the order and go to the next day. It did break lower, but see, boom, went straight back into the range and keeps trading around that range. So definitely not a good setup. I'm pretty happy I stayed away from it. Now the next one. Mark the session low and session highs for the day, but obviously this is quite the uptrend, to be honest. You don't really want to be selling in this sort of markets, because see this aggressive selling and then it went straight back. So hopefully we get a break to the upside and just continue that buying momentum. And we have no breaks. Price is ranging, and I'll just go to the next day. Now this is a long range, and usually when ranges are this long and this narrow, the breakout is quite strong. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this one, but as a general rule, this is what happens. Yeah, so even the 15-minute range is quite narrow, so it can be good, but it can also be bad because it can break in both ways. It can break to both sides, take out both buyers and sellers. So we can still reject from this level right here, roughly. It's almost like a reverse head and shoulders pattern. So ideally we would be buying above this candle right here with a stop just below the range and a take profit around here. So on the 4-hour chart, this is quite rangy, but we have a big rejection here and then some buying. So hopefully we can make a good trade on this. And breakout continuation goes back. Price keeps pushing higher. Right, at this point I'll move my stop on the entry. Why? Because price has already tested my entry. If it's gonna go back again, there's a high chance it's gonna go back into the range or take me out, and I don't want that. So it's just part of my risk management. Now ideally I do want to see this range being broken. That would give me confidence that it will achieve the target, but let's wait and see what happens. So we have a nice break here. 3 bullish candles, even though this is quite a bearish signal, but yeah, it goes well. And then back to the moving average. And we see there is some buying at this moving average level. And very close to my TP twice. Let's see what it does. Okay, so 3rd time at this level. Gap down overnight. To be honest, in a real life situation, I would have stopped it here because I don't watch my trades overnight and I aim to make money, not lose money, and it was almost a 1-2 anyway, so. Because there are times when it literally goes back to the take profit and you almost had a 1 to 2 and then end up with nothing. It's just frustrating. So sometimes it's good when you see this level formed right here. If price gets to this level, sometimes it's just better to do a manual exit and that's it. Because guess what? I think it's gonna... No. Come on. So this is literally the next day. And take profit reached, but it's quite a long trade. Quite a long trade. Now, because this is the next day, we could just mark our session high and low. And this is our low. And this candle is our high. And now, because this is a rejection candle, I don't really feel confident in buying on top. But I am confident of buying on top of this candle. So I'll just open a long position with our stop at the middle of the range. Take profits 1 to 2. And let's see what happens. Tag this in, goes straight down. Not good. Yeah, we're out. So that's just a bull trap. It happens. Can't do really anything about it. We had nice buying momentum. We had this break. It closed outside the range, yeah, and then we had this candle. It tested this one and broke on top of it. So it was a good buying setup. It just didn't work out. That's life. Now we're getting a short opportunity. Now I'm going to take it. Back to this range. How crazy would it be for it to get back into the range? That would be funny as hell. Retest on our entry. We really need a break lower, otherwise we might actually lose money. See, so this is not what I'm expecting from setups like this. We're making lower lows and higher highs. I'm out. I'm not staying in. Would this have been a winner? Maybe, but more often than not, it isn't. And it's just not my thing. Going back to London session, yeah, it wouldn't have reached the target anyways. So, London session, the next day, boom, looks very bearish. This is our high. And this is our low. We have a break. Follow through candle is not great. But we do have a bearish structure. Let's see how the 4-hour looks. So 4-hour looks quite bearish, but we could go and test the moving average again on the 4-hour chart. So I'll just go with a short below that doji, roughly stop loss at the middle of the range, and see how this goes. Yeah, goes back into the range. I'll just cancel this order because we might actually get a better risk to reward ratio depending on what happens here. Because it's doing a retest, but it might also get into a range. So yeah, this looks pretty good to me. So just do that. Aim for 1 to 2. So we had break, went back into the range, break, retest, and now a nice break with a big red candle. Place order. Tag this in. Will it keep going low? No. Yep. Yep. It's looking good. Move the stop loss on the entry.